Good evening.
Hi, everyone.
This is Ginger.
This is Dee.
And
this
is
Chattin' with
Chap.
Episode 5 already.
I know.
How about that?
Time's flying.
It is
when you're
flying by.
having Fun.
Well, welcome to Chattin' with Chap, episode 5. This week we are talking about objectives. Last week we hit on affidavits, and this week it's objectives.
Our topic tonight is objectives. I'm going to touch on a few things from last week that I didn't want to forget.
Okay.
The first thing was on the affidavit you list the children who you're homeschooling, and that is only kids 8 years and older. So only the kids that you need to report on.
8.
So 8 years and older. So if you have little guys running around at home, toddler, whatever, they don't need to be listed on the affidavit.
No.
That was the first thing. And the second thing was I had a great conversation with Danielle in the comments after last week, if you didn't see it, about a form that's at doctor's offices where if you sign it, they will automatically send your kids information to the school district, which I think is a little like creepy. Like I don't really love that, and I know Danielle didn't either. So I didn't know if any of you out there had experienced this too, because I haven't yet.
I haven't either. No.
I had pointed Danielle towards HSLDA to see how it could be avoided. So Danielle, if you're out there and you got an answer, we would love to know. So you can post here or on last week's post, because we would like to know.
We'd like to hear what
there's
happened.
others that would like to know too.
Yeah.
So
That's something else. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
But this week, we're talking about objectives. Now, objectives really can be a little bit of a scary word, but all it is a simple little outline of what you plan on doing with your kids this upcoming school year. For any child you have listed on that affidavit, so any child in your home that's 8 years or older that you've put on the affidavit. Now, if they're under 8, don't put them on there. But if you put them on there, you have to hand in objectives for each child. Now, when I first started homeschooling, I thought I had to write down very detailed, oriented, what every single thing we were going to do, and then I would panic if we didn't cover it all. And so that was really stressful for me. And then I became a little bit of a minimalistic homeschooler, and I started doing very generic objectives. If you can see, this is what I hand in every year. I put the child's name and the year on this and hand it in. Same one for each of my children. Every year.
Same one for each kid.
Very generic, very simple, because basically my goal of homeschooling is that we will progress. And so we want to show progression. And so I don't need to get detailed nitty-gritty into exactly what we're going to do in social studies, or what we're going to do in arithmetic, or what we're going to do in English, except for that we're going to progress and we're going to show progression.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea with learning is progression.
Yes.
Progression. So I'm going to true confessions right here. I do put a little more information than that on mine. I do actually list the textbooks and things like that, but I'm seriously reconsidering that. Honestly, I didn't even look. CHAP has example ones. I didn't even look at those before, and I didn't realize that they were.
Yeah. CHAP has, I'm going the wrong way, I'm sorry. Keys to Homeschooling in the Keystone State, and in it, they have sample objectives.
Yeah, and they're very generic. Listen, like arithmetic, improve computation skills, master new topics as introduced. It doesn't say you're doing algebra, it doesn't say you're doing multiplication, it doesn't say any of it. It just says that you'll keep going, keep plugging along.
That's right. So basic is okay. It really is okay. And so if you are a little confused on that, you'd like to see some sample objectives, you can go to chaponline.com. You can download the keys for homeschooling right there, or if you want a hard copy, you can order a hard copy right online, and it'll give you sample objectives. But it really can be basic. It can be simple. It doesn't need to be a stressful thing. You just need to do it.
Yeah, so really that's all there is to objectives. It's easier than you think.
Yeah.
So this actually would wrap up our Homeschooling PA 101, which is about all the legal papers that you need to start homeschooling in Pennsylvania. So last week we talked about affidavit. This week we talked about objectives. Those are the 2 things you need. And keep your medical records at home on file, your physicals, your dental exams, your immunization information, and you're good to go. That's what there is.
Yeah.
Getting started.
So this is the wrap up for Homeschool 101. Next week we're going to start Homeschool 102, and we're going to talk about paperwork and things you need to be keeping track of throughout the year, and start talking about portfolios.
So, a question.
Which really isn't as scary as
No.
it sounds, just like the objectives. It doesn't need to be scary. It really can be done pretty simply. So, yeah, that's what we're going to touch on next week.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. This has been
Chattin' with Chat.